Good day everyone, I am Mios Kajan V, 19 years old, from Barangay Sabang, Palumpon, Leyte, base MT1 Alpha. So, at this time, I am going to explain the existence of maximally great being, which is God, in a four context. So, as follows. So, first, let's have the information in DNA. And next, we have the fine-tuning of the universe, as well as the existence of absolute moral values and duties. And lastly, we have the irreducible complexities. So first, let's have the DNA. So DNA stands for deoxyribonucleic acid, which is a molecule that contains the information for the development and functioning of a living organism. And all living organisms such as plants, animals, insects, and etc. has their own DNA since it serves as a foundation for the existence of life. So, what is the principle that governs the DNA towards the existence of maximally great being? So, the principle that governs it is the principle for a creator. So, it was stated that DNA is just like a computer program which is more complex since it is a bunch of strand which is called polymer of nucleotides that are composed of ordered letters that serves as a code which make all living organisms different. So imagine that it was the arrangement that makes us or everyone different. So even a small mistake of that arrangement will make the existence of life impossible. So as we all know that a computer program has a creator who created everything in order for it to function and help us. So it's just like the DNA. And I do believe that DNA has a creator who carefully and precisely adjusts everything in order for it to allow the existence of life in this world. And that creator was God. And next, we have the fine-tuning of the universe. So the fine-tuning of the universe was governed by an argument fine-tuning, obviously. So this fine-tuning argument state that everything in this universe, such as law that governs the universe, the initial condition in which it has evolved was precisely balanced, in which a careful adjustment of it would allow for the existence of life. So we all know that gravity is one of that law, and it plays a crucial role in the existence of life in this universe. Since if the gravity is too strong or too weak, it has a significant effect on the formation of the universe of what it is right now. So for example, if the universe has a strong and or weak gravitational force, so it would make planets and galaxies or even stars would be quickly collide. So there is no time for the existence of life. So I do believe that there is a designer who precisely and carefully adjusts everything in order for life to exist in an ample and enough time. And now let's have the existence of absolute moral values and duties. So first, let's define these two concepts. So absolute moral values refers to the ethical basis that one can distinguish from bad or good and right or wrong, while the absolute moral duties refers that everyone must do a thing based on their obligation. So in short, everyone did a good thing based from God's characteristic. So imagine that if God does not exist, do you think that it is easy for you to distinguish between good or bad? Isn't it, right? Because I do believe that God serves as a model for all the things or all the good things that we do in our life. Therefore, I do believe that God exists. And lastly, we have the irreducible complexity. So, we all know that the irreducible complexity is an argument that states that every a single system which is composed of a several parts that is interconnected with each other, and when you take away one of its part, it will not function, right? So think of it like this. Imagine that you have a slingshot, and if one of that part, especially the rubber, will cut or break, I can guarantee to you that this slingshot would be useless. So it's just like our eye, which is more complex, since our eye is composed of a tiny blood vessel which is working together, and if one of that vessel would be cut, it is really possible that you will be blind. right? So I do believe that the maximally great being exists who made the concept of tiny vessel that is working together in order for us to see the beauty of the world. And next, let's have the question, how would I resolve the competing theories of evolution and creation in terms of existence of the universe and the supernatural being? And what are the principles that I apply in order for it to be resolved? So first, let's define what is these two competing theories. So evolution theories state or suggest that every life in this earth or in this world was start from a simple to a complex one. And that process is called natural selection. While the creation theory suggests that every life in this world was created by a supernatural being. So the first way in order for it to be resolved is that everyone should have the same perspective regarding on the life existence, which is really possible. So the only thing that we need to do is to respect each perspective. However, in my own perspective, in order for it to be resolved, we need to consider these three principles. So first, let's have the principle of naturalism. So these principles state that all life that exists was start from a natural process in which it is favored on the evolution theory since it relies on the observable evidence in the scientific methodology. While the second principle is the cosmologic principle, and it states or suggests that everything that begins to exist has a cause, and that cause was God. So it is favor on the creation theories. So in order for this to be resolved, we need to use the law of non-contradiction. And this law states that two opposing statements would not be true at the same time. Thus, if the creation theory perfectly described the existence of life, it would really challenge the evolution theory, and vice versa. So we need to accept the fact that this theory would not be true at the same time, right? And on the other hand, if I am asked in which principle I am prepared of, so my answer is for the creation theory. Since the creation theories rely on the contingency arguments, and it was stated that everything that began to exist has a reason, and that reason was God. So I do believe that the maximally great being, which is God, exists. And I think that's the end of my presentation based on my opinion about the existence of God. So peace out.